Hello everybody, welcome to the Silly Goose Sports Talk. I am Skippy, and before we begin today's episode, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to help us bring you our latest take on the latest sports news. Alright, so, tonight did not go as planned. If you, out of context, if you watched our announcement video, we announced for a third host, basically, Brendan Walsh. And we recorded about an hour ago this episode that I'm doing right now that'll be airing. And with our new software we're using, Timmy's computer did something where it stopped his side of the recording. And so I'm going to sum it up with the podcast episode that we just recorded did not fully record, and therefore it only has two sides, and so about 3/4 of it is without Timmy. So, after realizing this and calling Timmy about 5 minutes ago, it is 12:50 a.m. And I am determined to put out something, so this will most likely be a short episode, because I'm quite frankly annoyed that this is necessary, but we will be having Brendan on next week for his technical debut episode, although it was originally today, so that's the situation, and that's probably why this won't be our greatest episode, I will admit. But we are going to get started with the playoffs. So, we have the 49ers versus the Eagles this weekend, and the Bengals versus the Chiefs. Now, the 49ers, unfortunately, did lose to the dreaded Eagles, 7-31. Of course, this was the 49ers' fourth quarterback, as Purdy got hurt decently early in the game, so no surprise that they didn't come out with a win there. And then the somewhat controversial Bengals versus the Chiefs. Now, it was 20-23. The Chiefs did indeed win. Now, there was about 3 or 4 very controversial calls, especially one late in the game where a Bengals player pushed Patrick Mahomes. I'll be talking about this a little bit later when I do the potato of the week. But that's what's going on there. So the Super Bowl will have the Eagles versus the Chiefs on the episode, which we happened to record an hour ago. We all predicted that the Eagles were most likely going to take away the win, although we wouldn't be disappointed with the Chiefs. Now, as we progress on next week, we have a little bit of baseball. So, for context, what I'm about to say, we had my parish, St. Mary's Immaculate Conception. They are doing a capital campaign to improve various things like the school and an adoration chapel, such stuff like that. And they hit their halfway point on the donation, so that's $3.5 million or whatever it was. It was funny. I had one of my dad's friends who has been doing a lot of cool stuff, like giving me and Timmy a tour of the stadium. We were at an event for Knights of Columbus, and he was talking to my mom and my dad, and apparently, our pastor, Father Mosman, wanted to fire a bunch of shirts that said, like, "We're halfway there," stuff like that for the capital campaign, out of a t-shirt cannon, and yeah, Father, unfortunately, Father wasn't allowed to do that, but I have great news. Apparently, Gus, the Fred Nats mascot, is a certified Catholic, as he's going to the Holy Cross School on Friday to launch the t-shirts. Jimmy, or Mr. Burns, was trained how to fire the things. That's pretty amusing, I thought. Yeah. Alright, so, we have hockey stuffs. So, Penguins-wise, there was a Florida win, 7-6, a Capitals loss. Oh, we lost the Capitals 3-2. and the Sharks ate us up 4-6. As I'm pulling up the hockey for the Capitals here. Alright, so they have, let's see. Alright, so they had Minnesota. No, this was last week. They had Colorado 3-2, beat us in the Penguins in overtime 3-2, and they lost to the old Maple Leafs 5-1, and they will be playing the Blue Jets later this week. So that's what we got going on in NHL. Again, I'm sorry this is a short episode, but just trying to get through it. We got dad jokes up next. Let's pull some up. I actually have a laugh track now with this new software, so we'll see how that goes. Alright. Myself. If April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? Pilgrims! Oh, man, that was a knee slapper and a half right there. Alright. How do you follow Will Smith in the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince. Oh, that was a good one right there. Alright. So, I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. I'm here all night. Where do fruits go on vacation? Paris. Alright, let's finish this off here. Dad, did you get a haircut? No, I got them all cut. Alright. That's all we have for dad jokes. Good gosh, this is depressing right here. Alright. So we have college basketball as March Madness approaches very slowly, although. We got Penn State, so we played the Rutgers and lost 45-65. And then we beat the Michigan 83-61. Then, over in the D.C. area, we got Georgetown. They beat DePaul 81-76. St. John's, and then they lost to St. John's 85-83. Then we got over here in Virginia Tech. They played Duke and beat them 78-75, and Syracuse 85-70. Now, UVA played a game tonight, and they beat Syracuse Orange 67-62. So that's a Dubsky and a half. Then we have Maryland. They beat Wisconsin 73-55. Then they played Nebraska and won 82-63. Then we have JMU, or also known as James Madison. They played Coastal and beat them 75-69. LA Monroe, they beat them also 58-45. Marshall, LA Monroe 86-82. And then they also beat Georgia State, hammering them into the ground 103-63. Alright, so that's what we got there. Got March Madness ready around the corner. Excited for that. Timmy had a couple things on racing. I will just sum it up by trucks. Chase Elliott was filling in for a guy, and that's that. The Clash is this weekend, so that'll be fun. I watched that with Timmy last year. It was chaotic. But yeah. So we did have the country chart, which I guess just to extend it over 10 minutes here, I'll take a look at before we do. Actually, I forgot potatoes. Alright, well, let's look at potatoes. So, potato of the week, we have the refs in the game, in the Chiefs game. Again, they called very controversial calls, about 4 or 5, which is kind of questionable. and also the Bengals guy too. Of course, you have to acknowledge how. I mean, this was for this specific call, refs definitely made the right decision. But you can't blame the Bengals guy too much. It was just, it was kind of sad. But yeah. We also had Jag off of Joke of the Week, so this was kind of funny. I was watching this on my way home from a class. And so after like a really, really bad Lakers loss, I think, it was LeBron. He was walking back to the locker room or whatnot. And a heckler said, and I quote, "Hey, Bron, you better get this bleep S word together with that receding A word hairline." it was really funny. And then LeBron like tries like sizing this guy up, getting real tall. I thought it was amusing. Does that happen? You can call the Jag off either LeBron or the heckler, whatever please. Oh, it's 12:59. Oh well, hot dog. We getting late here. Hold on a second. Alright. Oh, it's 1 a.m., boys! Actually, it's an hour after. Happy late New Year! Woohoo! Woohoo! Alright. So we have Sweet Potato of the Week. Casey Kicker kicked the game-winning field goal and is also a devout Catholic, Knight of Columbus, and a head altar boy. So that's all very cool stuff. I got that information from during my math class. So that's funny. Shout out to Mr. Mogush for that little piece of information right there. We also finishing us off here at Silly Goose of the Week. This was really amusing. So, during a basketball game, I forgot who was in between. Apparently, some guy on the sidelines ordered a little McDonald's meal because they were feeling a bit peckish, and so the Uber Eats guy walks onto the court across and gives the guy the food. It was stupidly funny. You should, if you're curious about that, watch the clip. It was really funny. But yeah. So that's just about it for that. And I guess I'll just go through the top 5 right now, just because, we extended a little bit. So, number 5, Song of the Summer, Cole Swindell. She had me here as Carolina. It's still sticking around. Number 4, used to be free last week, You Proof. Number 3, Whiskey on You. Number 2, Thank God. And number 1, While My World Spins Around. You know what? Solid top 10. Get You Proof out of here. Still there. Amen. Alright. So, I'm really sorry about this unfortunate episode. Again, we'll have Brendan's debut episode, actual one, next week. We learned what not to do with this new software we're using, but yeah. Thank you all who stick around for today's episode. I do really appreciate it. I didn't really want to just skip out on an episode today, because very well, we could have just said no episode this week, but we've been doing this for 2 years without missing a single episode, and I plan on keeping that up. So, thank you everybody for coming on today, and we'll see you next week. Keep on honking.